In the quiet solitude of a small town, where each sunrise carries the gentle promise of a new day, lives a man whose heart still bears the scars of a long-ago conflict. This is the story of Daniel Hayes, a retired Marine, struggling to build a peaceful life after the chaos of war, and Maverick, his once faithful canine partner. Separated by time and fate, their journey of reunion and healing is a testament to resilience, unwavering loyalty, and the mysterious ways that destiny brings lost souls back together. Daniel Hayes now lives in a modest, weathered home on the outskirts of town. The once fierce Marine, who spent years serving his country with honor, struggles to adjust to the slow pace of civilian life. The memories of combat still haunt him in quiet moments, and the echo of past battles can be heard in the silent corridors of his mind. Every day, Daniel wakes early, the gentle hum of a small radio and the soft murmur of the wind, a constant reminder of a world far removed from the battlegrounds of his youth. But amidst the nostalgia and the lingering pain, a deep loneliness permeates his days. Living on a fixed income and burdened by memories too painful to forget, he finds solace only in the quiet routine of his daily tasks. On a particularly crisp autumn morning, as Daniel set out with the goal of gathering spare materials to repair the sagging porch of his home, fate prepared an unexpected twist. With a worn pickup truck and a heart full of memories, he headed for the old junkyard on the edge of town, a place where forgotten relics of the past lay buried under layers of rust and time. The junkyard was a sprawling labyrinth of discarded machinery and metal fragments, a testament to the passing of countless days. Daniel's footsteps crunched on gravel as he meandered among twisted scraps and relics of a bygone era. His mind wandered back to the days of his service, the camaraderie, and the unspoken bond between a soldier and his loyal canine partner. Daniel searched for something useful amid the debris. A faint sound, a soft, uncertain whimper echoed in the distance. Pausing, he listened. The sound was hauntingly familiar, evoking a long-forgotten memory buried deep within him. Compelled by an inner sense that something precious was calling out, Daniel followed the sound, winding his way through piles of rusted metal and broken dreams. He came upon a shadowy corner of the yard, dimly lit by a slanting ray of late-morning light. There, partially hidden behind a mound of discarded parts, lay a small, haggard figure. In that quiet moment, as Daniel knelt beside the figure, his heart pounded with both dread and hope. Before him lay an emaciated, injured dog. Its fur was matted with dirt and time, and each labored breath spoke of pain and abandonment. In the dog's neck hung a weathered collar, its metal plate slightly corroded by the elements. As Daniel's fingers brushed against the cold metal, a name shone in faded letters: Maverick. A sudden rush of memories overwhelmed him. Maverick had been his faithful companion during the most turbulent years of his military service, a symbol of unwavering loyalty and courage. Presumed lost on a mission that had torn them apart, Maverick was a ghost of the past that Daniel had long resigned himself to forgetting. Yet here he was, inexplicably alive, lying amid the remnants of forgotten things. With tears welling up in his tired eyes, Daniel whispered, "Maverick, my old friend." The dog stirred, its ears perking up as a flicker of recognition shone in its eyes. In that moment, amid rust and ruin, the years melted away, leaving only a bond that had never truly been broken. The reunion was as miraculous as it was heartbreaking. Daniel carefully scooped the fragile creature into his arms, cradling it with the tenderness of a father reuniting with a long-lost child. Maverick's eyes, though heavy with exhaustion, mirrored a profound recognition. For a few soul-stirring moments, the world around them ceased to exist, a veteran and his canine partner, reunited against all odds. Back home, as Daniel gently washed away the grime of neglect from Maverick's matted fur, memories cascaded through him. He recalled long nights in distant lands, the adrenaline of missions, and the silent understanding that had passed between man and dog as they faced danger together. Despite the years and the hardships that had separated them, the essence of their bond remained untainted, a bond built on trust, sacrifice, and shared battles against the darkness of war. With Maverick now by his side, Daniel knew that the journey toward healing had only just begun. The loyal dog, battered and fragile, required urgent care. Gently, Daniel placed Maverick in his aging truck and drove to the local veterinary clinic, a small, humble facility run by Dr. Elena Morales, whose kind eyes and gentle demeanor belied a fierce dedication to saving lives. "Daniel, I'm so glad you brought him in," Dr. Morales said softly as she examined Maverick. The veteran's hands trembled as he recalled every memory of the missions they had shared. Each scar of war echoed in the dog's weakened frame. "Doctor," Morales explained, "Maverick's injuries are severe, both physical and emotional. He's been neglected for too long and the trauma has taken its toll. But I see a spark in him, a spark of resilience. With proper care and lots of love, I believe he can recover." Daniel made a silent vow, his eyes meeting Dr. Morales's, with a fierce determination. "I'll take care of him," he promised. "He's my friend, my only family. I owe him everything." Back at his modest home, Daniel transformed his humble dwelling into a sanctuary of healing. In a small corner of his living room, he created a space just for Maverick, a bed made of old blankets, a bowl of water, and a few cherished mementos from better days. Each day became a quiet ritual of care, as Daniel prepared nutritious meals, administered medication, and shared gentle words of encouragement with his recovering friend. In the soft glow of early mornings and quiet evenings, Daniel and Maverick reconnected. As Maverick slowly nursed his physical wounds, his eyes regained a glimmer of the spark that once shone so fiercely. And as the dog's strength returned, so too did the comfort and solace that only a true companion can offer. Together, they embarked on a healing journey, a path that wound through memories of war, heartache, and ultimately, hope. The passage of time, measured in shared moments of quiet companionship, began to mend the deep wounds of both man and dog. Daniel found that caring for Maverick, with all the patience and compassion of a devoted friend, allowed him to confront his own inner battles. The nightmares, the loneliness, and the relentless echoes of conflict slowly receded in the light of their renewed bond. Each afternoon, as Daniel took Maverick for gentle walks down familiar country roads, the simple act of moving forward became a metaphor for their shared resilience. The rustling leaves, the chirp of birds returning to life, and the steady rhythm of their footsteps wove together a tapestry of healing, a living testament to the power of companionship and love. "We've both been through hell," Daniel murmured. On one such walk, his voice trembling with both sorrow and determination, "But we'll find our way back to the light together." Maverick's soft, reassuring nuzzle was all the answer he needed. Their days were spent in quiet routines, mornings of shared coffee and quiet reflection, afternoons of long walks beneath an ever-changing sky, and evenings warmed by the glow of a solitary lamp and the comfort of shared silence. In every passing moment, the veteran and his dog grew stronger together, with each step forward forging a path away from the shadows of their past. Just as life began to regain its gentle rhythm, fate would test their newly forged bond once more. One chilly evening, as Daniel sat by the fire reading old letters from his comrades, a sudden noise shattered the fragile calm. A masked intruder had broken into his home, seeking to exploit the quiet vulnerability of a lone man living on the fringes of society. Daniel's heart pounded as fear gripped him, but before he could reach for the phone, Maverick sprang into action. With the fierce protective instinct that had defined his service days, the dog barked ferociously, lunging toward the intruder. The scuffle that ensued was brief, yet intense. In the chaos, Maverick sustained injuries, a fresh reminder of the scars that never truly faded. Yet in that critical moment, his courageous act had saved Daniel's life. When the intruder fled into the night, leaving behind a trail of confusion and broken glass, Daniel cradled Maverick in his arms. "You did it, boy," he whispered, his voice shaking with gratitude and pain. Despite the renewed wounds, Maverick's eyes shone with the same fierce loyalty that had always been his hallmark. In that moment, their bond transcended physical pain, standing as a beacon of unyielding courage and love. The tale of Daniel and Maverick's reunion and the heroic defense during that fateful night soon spread throughout the community. Local news outlets and social media became abuzz with the story of the Marine and his faithful companion, a story that resonated deeply with those who understood the true price of sacrifice and the healing power of loyalty. Neighbors, veterans, and citizens from near and far reached out with messages of support and admiration. Daniel, once a solitary figure battling the ghosts of war, was suddenly embraced by a community that recognized the heroism of both him and Maverick. Invitations came flooding in for local events and ceremonies where their story was celebrated as a symbol of resilience and the unbreakable bond between a veteran and his dog. In a moving public ceremony organized in the town square, Maverick was awarded a prestigious honor, a medal that recognized not only his individual acts of bravery, but also the powerful, redemptive force of loyalty and companionship. Daniel, standing beside his wounded yet proud friend, felt both humbled and vindicated by the outpouring of gratitude and recognition. "This medal isn't just for Maverick," Daniel told the crowd, his voice steady despite the raw emotion in his eyes. "It's for every soul who has ever felt alone, who has struggled through darkness and found hope in the pure, unyielding love of a friend." The ceremony culminated with a standing ovation, and for that one moment, the long years of loneliness and the burden of past pain seemed to dissolve into the warm embrace of community and shared humanity. As the days turned to weeks, and the weeks into months, Daniel and Maverick settled into a life of gentle, quiet contentment. Their once turbulent path was now paved with small, everyday victories. Each shared smile, each warm embrace, each peaceful sunrise, a reminder of the healing that comes from true companionship. Every morning, as Daniel brewed his coffee and Maverick dozed by the door, the veteran would pause to reflect on the long, winding journey that had led them back to each other. The silent agreement between them, unspoken yet profound, was that they had both survived the darkest times together. The scars of war, the pain of separation, and even the physical wounds would, in time, fade beneath the gentle caress of love and mutual care. In the cool hush of early dusk, Daniel and Maverick would take long walks through the quiet countryside. The golden light of the setting sun painted the world with hope, and as they strolled side by side, the tranquility of the moment offered solace to a heart that had known too much sorrow. It was in these moments, simple, unadorned, yet deeply profound, that life revealed its gentle truths, that healing is a journey walked together, and that the heart finds its way back to warmth even after being broken. With each passing day, Maverick's strength returned. His playful glances and earnest eyes spoke of a spirit reborn. And for Daniel, every nudge of Maverick's head, every soft, loyal gaze, was a daily reminder that some bonds are forged in the crucible of pain only to emerge stronger, like metal, tempered by fire. In the twilight of a long day, as the final light faded from the sky, Daniel sat on his weathered porch with Maverick resting contentedly at his feet. It was a quiet moment, one that embodied both the weight of the past and the promise of tomorrow. The veteran's journey had been hard-fought, a labyrinth of loss and redemption, yet in the eyes of his loyal friend, he saw the reflection of his own resilience. Daniel's thoughts drifted to the days of service, to the camaraderie and sacrifice shared with Maverick, and to the unexpected, miraculous reunion that had brought them back together. He knew that the wounds of war might never fully vanish, but in the tender, healing presence of Maverick, there was always the possibility of renewal, of hope, and of love that refused to be extinguished. "We've come full circle," he murmured softly, a quiet smile playing upon his weathered face. "No matter how far apart we were, fate always knew how to bring us back together." In that serene moment, as the stars began to twinkle in the deepening blue of the night sky, the unspoken bond between man and dog transcended all spoken words. For Daniel Hayes and Maverick, every heartbeat was a reminder of the strength that lies in loyalty, in love, and in the courage to find hope even after the long, dark nights of separation. Their journey was far from over, but in the soft glow of the porch light and the reassuring presence of one another, a quiet peace had finally found its home, a testament that even in the deepest scars, healing can bloom, and that the love between a veteran and his service dog is a light that will never be extinguished. As the night embraced the world, Daniel and Maverick continued their journey together, a journey defined by resilience, by the healing power of unconditional love, and by the triumph of the human spirit over solitude and despair. Their story is a gentle reminder that no matter how arduous the path, the bonds forged in the crucible of sacrifice and service endure, lighting our way through even the darkest of days. Thank you for joining us on this poignant journey of reunion and healing. If you've been touched by Daniel and Maverick's story, please like, comment, and share your own experiences of love, loyalty, and resilience. Let their story inspire you to believe that sometimes, when life seems at its bleakest, the ones we thought lost forever can find their way back home. If you were moved by this story, please subscribe for more tales of hope and the extraordinary, bonds that sustain us in our hardest moments. Share your thoughts and your stories in the comments below, and let's continue to celebrate those miraculous reunions that remind us all of the healing power of love.